If you want to import your field boundaries into the FarmBlick community, this can be done quickly and easily using the drag and drop function. If you want to import the fields from your application program, for example, this is very easy with a shapefile. Export the field geometries from your application program as a shapefile. You can use both ETRS-89 and WGS-84 as the coordinate system. To import other coordinate systems, please contact FarmBlick. A shapefile usually consists of 3 or more individual files. Before you can import these into the FarmBlick community, it is important to pack them into a zip file. Now drag and drop this zip file over the map in the FarmBlick community. The Import/Export menu will then open. The FarmBlick community recognizes that these are field boundaries and automatically locates the boundaries. You can now assign individual names to the fields or transfer them from the attribute table. To do this, click in the Name from Attribute Table input field. The attributes contained in the imported shapefile are now available for selection. Select the Bez attribute so that the fields are assigned their names. Please note that the field name is not transferred in every federal state and the attribute to be used may vary. As soon as you have selected an attribute, the selection list closes. To the right, you will see all the fields to be imported. After selecting the attribute, the names change from the current date to the actual field names or the content of the selected attribute. You can also select several attributes at the same time and thus create a combination of field number and field name, for example. To unselect the attribute, select the small x in the attribute window. The next step is to select the satellite data, zoning, to be used for the import. This is done simply by selecting the corresponding years. The selected years can also be easily adjusted later in the zoning module. At the bottom right you can now see the statistics of the current number of fields to be imported and the total area. You now have 2 options for importing. You can import the fields with or without satellite data, which affects the duration of the import. When importing only borders, only the field boundaries are imported and no biomass maps are created in the background. As soon as you click on Import, the import window closes and the data is processed. You can recognize this by the fact that a loading bar is running at the top and the processes that are still open are displayed. If it says that there are notes, you can call them up by clicking on the View button. As soon as a field is smaller than 0.25 hectares, the FarmBlick community does not calculate satellite data, as only insufficient information can be generated via satellite and therefore only very low data quality is achieved. Fields that are smaller than 0.25 hectares are nevertheless read in and can be processed and application maps can be created. However, these are without satellite data. When all fields have been loaded, the loading bar at the top disappears and the fields are now all displayed in the field management.